I used to sit in Ice Cube's trailer in the morning and be crying, tears. He like, Mike, wipe your face, man. You a king, nigga. Stop doing this shit to yourself. I'm sitting there wiping myself because I was I had survivor's remorse. I was so sad that I left all them niggas here in this city and I was famous. And when I would come home, I wanted them to be happy for me and they was mad at me. So I said, damn, I gotta destroy myself for you to like me. I was like, damn, my favorite nigga, it seemed like he liked me more when I'm coming down off coke and I'm crying and I hate myself. He was like, oh man, I love you, nigga. I'm praying for you. But when I wasn't high and I was working out and I looked good, he's like, nigga, you think you better than me. I said, nigga, how is my success a reflection of your failure? And that's what happens to the kids. They around here killing themselves, trying to fit in with somebody who's fucked up. That's the truth.
What's going on, people? Hey, we got to talk about this interview on the All the Smoke podcast with Mike Epps, man. We got to talk about it because I believe that Mike Epps was teaching without knowing he was teaching. I believe he dropped a couple of gems without knowing that he dropped a couple of gems, especially for the youth and especially for young adults. Okay? So if you are a youth, come holler at me. Come talk to me like Mason Cameron. Come talk to me. Come listen. Listen thoroughly. Because I'm going to go a little deeper into what Mike Epps had to say. All right? Because you all just heard that clip. But now I'm going to unpack it. Yeah, I'm gonna unpack it. I know I'm going to unpack it, but I'm going to unpack it. Listen, man. All jokes aside, listen. In the concrete jungle of life, the struggle to feel accepted and the struggle to belong can have us feeling lost in a shuffle, torn between staying true to our roots and blending in with a crowd. Mike Epps, he dropped a couple of truth bombs on the All the Smoke podcast, man, sharing how he felt the pressure to dim his own shine just to fit in. Wow. And how many of us have felt that way? I know a lot of us have felt that way. I know a lot of youth feel that way. A lot of young adults feel that way right now, today, at this very moment. Somewhere you're feeling that way. Listen, sometimes you have to be Trey and get out the car.
Let me out. Don't. Let me out.
Sometimes you have to be Trey and get out the car. See, here's the thing about Trey. In the movie Boys in the Hood, when Trey hopped in the car to go kill the people who killed Ricky, okay? But Trey knew that he was being a follower. Trey knew that he wasn't a part of that life. He wasn't about that life, him or Ricky, okay? Trey was upset, so he like, well, let me follow Doughboy, okay? Because Doughboy was a hitter, but Trey wasn't a hitter, okay? And Trey got out the car. Now, some people say Trey showed no heart and Trey didn't have any muscle and Trey was weak. But see, Trey was being a follower at that moment and he was surrounded by killers. Yet in that moment, surrounded by killers, he still got the courage and the strength to say, let me out of the car. So Trey wasn't showing weakness. He was actually showing strength. Trey actually showed strength in that moment, not weakness. Imagine you are around a bunch of killers, okay? And you all are going to do something that could possibly cost you your life. And you don't want to appear as a punk. And you don't want to look weak. But you can hear the voice of your father in your head. You can hear the voice of an OG in your head. You know that you're going down the wrong path.
Somebody pulled the chain and I was going down the fucking toilet.
And in that very moment, surrounded by killers, you get the strength and you get the courage to say, let me out the car. That's not weakness. That's actual strength. Trey was strong in that moment, man. He was strong in that moment. Listen, think about the movie A Bronx Tale. Okay. Our main man, C, the character C. Okay. Now, C, he wasn't with the racist nonsense like his friends were, despite craving that sense of belonging.
You know, that's the second time those niggas passed that.
As long as they don't stop, who gives a fuck? Look at him.
He stays true to his principles, even when it means going against the grain. The movie paints a raw picture, okay, of the streets, showing how easy it is to get caught up in a hustle and wanting to feel accepted. But C stands firm, guided by the wisdom of who? His father, and the mentorship of a mob boss, Sonny. Okay? See, Sonny, he wasn't just a street thug. He was a wise guy, C. And he wanted C to rise above the madness.
Okay, we're gonna give these niggas a surprise of their life.
See, out of the car.
Sonny, come on, he's with us.
Mind your business, you. See, out of the car.
Sonny, come on, he's with us.
Come on.
Oh my God.
Move.
Fuck.
Last time, stay away from this kid.
He did not want to see C going down the wrong path. That's what a real OG does. Peep game. A real OG does not want to see you go down the bad road. A real OG does not want to put you in a situation that will get you hurt. A real OG will say, hey man, I've been down that path. I don't want you to go down that path because I know what it leads to. So why don't you come back this way? Because I know the sharks are down there. They say sometimes people have to touch the fire to know that it's hot, but sometimes you don't have to touch the fire to know that it's hot. You can just look at the other person that touched the fire and look at his burnt hand, and he can tell you that it's hot, and you can learn from looking at his burnt hand that maybe you should not touch the fire. Listen, Sonny, he was like a guardian angel to see, stirring him away from the pitfalls of the streets and towards a brighter future. And C's pops, his dad, he was the voice of reason, preaching what? Integrity. And reminding his son that true strength lies in staying true to who you are. Even when your friends, even when the world tries to pull you into something different. Now, back to Mike Epps, man. Yeah, I got all of this out of what Mike Epps just said. I'm going to keep it moving. Listen. Mike Epps, he's speaking truth, and how sometimes we got to hit rock bottom before we realize who our real friends are. Okay? Now, he stated when he was at his lowest, his crew held him down, showing him love and support, as a crew is supposed to do. If that's your crew, it's supposed to hold you down, show you love and support in times of trouble, in times of need. But he also stated something else that caught my attention. He said when he started to level up, they started hating on him, telling him he thought that he was better than them. He then said that it was like he had to destroy himself just to fit in. Oh my God. He had to destroy himself just to fit in. I have to pollute my body with toxins just because my homie is polluting his body with toxins. I have to take this drug just because my homie is taking this drug. I have to look like this, walk like this, talk like this, do that, just because my homie is doing it, and I don't want to appear like I'm better than my homie, but I know deep down inside that this is not for me, but to satisfy my homie, I'm going to try to do what he does. That's not being cool. That's being a follower. That's actually showing weakness. So while you're making fun of Trey for getting out the car, make fun of yourself for showing weakness. Dude, peer pressure. Peer pressure. It ain't just about making bad choices. Nah. It's about staying true to who you are, man. Even when everyone else is trying to pull you in a different direction, trying to pull you off course. It's about having the courage to stand apart from the crowd and follow your own path, no matter how rough the road may get. Okay? Let's keep it real, fam. There's nothing cool about being a follower. There's nothing cool about doing what other people do just to try to do what other people do. What's cool is you doing you and following the path to greatness, not following the path to limit your ability to greatness. Come on, man. Come on, man. Listen, man. Listen. If you don't smoke, don't smoke. If you don't drink, don't drink. Even though the world tells you to have sex, if you're celibate, be celibate. If you don't do drugs, don't do drugs. If you don't rob, don't rob. If you don't steal, don't steal. If you don't kill, don't kill. The minute you try to do any of those things that I just named to try to please somebody, then you by far are a weak follower. And a lot of y'all don't want to be weak followers, man. You don't want to be a weak follower. Okay? That you don't want to be. So, as I turn up the volume a little bit and get real loud about it, because the stakes are high. The youth is dying. Okay? The stakes are high. It's important. And the devil is on the prowl, seeking whom he may devour. And the streets ain't playing games. We got to surround ourselves with people that lift us up. Okay? Like the good part of Sunny. Like the good side of Sunny. And seize pops. And stay true to our principles. No matter what. We got to be leaders, not followers. Carving our own path through the chaos. And leaving a legacy that echoes through the streets for generations to come. That's how we rise above the noise and claim our rightful place in the concrete jungle of life.